All right, Mr. Dave here. Out here in beautiful Alpine, California, where I live. I'm sitting here on a job I did 23 years ago. And it was a grotto cave thing right next to these monstrous rocks, which I will flip the phone around and show you. Humongous rocks, big as houses practically out here in Southern California. You got one of those prefab slides going on, but I made this thing 23 years ago actually, and there was an entire roof slash pond basin here. Water would come out and dump in here into the pool. These are the two hollow rocks. I got a few satellites around the pool, one over there, one behind us. And so this thing has been around a long time. So Daniel's here taping off stuff. We just got here today. Gonna be working on this for a week or two or three, maybe less actually, because I'm slower in my old age. But the weather's awesome, and so nice to work when the weather's not a million degrees. So inside this rock, see if I can take my little phone in here through the rebar, we can see 23-year-old burlap inside of a rock that we made long ago. Burlap's the technique, like I've said before. You get pretty darn good coverage. There are spots where the tie wires go, the hog rings go, where you're a little close to the rebar, as you can see right there. That's a good example of it. Still, the rebar is in great shape, so burlap does fine. It works really, really good. You can use chairs, as my buddy Richard Wingate does on the big corporate professional jobs, and a plastic mesh behind it. I can't remember the name, but he told me once, but I forgot. So yeah, burlap works pretty good. You can see we got lots of concrete here, shotcreted on, totally encasing the steel. Looks good after 23 years. This one's got a little rust. I think it was exposed. It wasn't encased. It was part of the structure. But the ones that are solid, wrapped in concrete, 23 years, no problem, still structural. Big time, I say. So anyway, Mr. Dave out here talking and squawking and doing a little alteration to a project we did many decades ago when I had more hair. I lost my hair, it's sad. All right, we are filling in the roof of the rock, the lid. You get the burlap in there. Now you just pack in a nice good moisture mix of your mud, and then we can trowel it, make some cracks and stuff. Just got to keep in mind where your rebar is so you get your good coverage. Point the camera, Dave. Daniel is playing patty cake over here, and we have a little bit left to do this little corner, and then that rock will be topped, ready for another 1,000 years of no one ever seeing what's inside. Right, Daniel? Thumbs up from D. Okay. Woo. All right. Update on our remodel project of the job I did years and years ago, decades ago actually. So in just one day we were able to bend all the rebar in, get the burlap in, and do our concrete fill on the top. I think it took like 11 bags, I think it was. 9 bags, something like that. Yeah, so we filled those in, and we're patching up the little irregularities with a little mortar mix. Redid the plumbing here, brought it back down, so that's his return line. Get the water out of this little pocket in the pool, so it's nice, healthy, and happy water, which means happy people too. So epoxy steel in, crisscross it. We're gonna put pegboard behind and burlap, whatever makes the most sense, and then pour that up with concrete, just like this stuff. Notice little dents and fissures and cracks to try to look like a rock. Not always smooth and round and perfect. You want to try to get it to look rocky. Make sure your rocks look rocky, people, okay? Okay. All right, day 2, rocking and rolling here. Okay, people, pro tip, putting your pegboard in behind rebar, because you like pegboard, it gives you a good separation. Put your tie wires through and back, and then you can get a spinny, do a couple loops on there, pull it towards you, spin. Your little pegboard is set right in space. Pro tip for you out there. Okay, Mr. Dave, pro tip coming up here. Hey, you know, when you're doing your form work for faux rock and stuff, you can just sort of lay things in. None of this is attached to anything, but it's buttressed and backed up by weighted things. The planks are pinching this in, so the bottom of this will not slide out. So you can actually just throw forms together and little pegboard pieces and fill things in. We did this whole thing this morning from scratch. put all the rebar in, put the burlap or the pegboard behind it, and poured it up. We had some fast set in it, so it speeds up the set. Already got that off, and we're all moving on down. So you can boogie when you do this stuff. So yeah, little pro tip. What do you think? Let me know. Get ready to blow on some texture coat. We put some concrete on the top of that rock, shortened it down by about 2 or 3 feet. This whole thing used to be a grotto roof with a waterfall that run in there. We opened it up so the client can clean things out a little bit better. So we're covering this up with texture. That's how we do it, baby. Okay, pro tip from Mr. Dave. Hey, when you throw on your powders to get yourself some color, we got fog coats from the stucco family. We have fast set cement, has a nice cream color. We also have joint compound. That's a really nice sort of tan hue. Once you get it on there, you got to spray it. And I forgot to pump this, but you got to get it wet. Slow the cure on all your dusting on your fake rocks. Okay, that's the secret. Nice little rock top. Remember we lopped off the top of this, lowered it down, and rocked it out. Pretty cool little rock. Nice texture, dude. Whoa. What's going on? Mr. Dave here. We finished it up. It is beauteous, and so we have finished up this little 22-year-old grotto that I built, that we ripped the roof off and took the grotto out and lowered the rocks and made them flat on top. And so we did like a remodel, and we finally got it done, and ladders and high-tech scaffolds have been removed. And so what do we got? We got Daniel rinsing off the last area where our little paint zone, working zone was. They're going to pebble deck all the right up to the edge. The client wanted to remove all faux rock and just make a nice straight line all the way across, which to me seems kind of weird, but the customer wanted that way, and we are here to serve. We are here to serve. So this is that interior space. Again, this used to have a roof right here, right about here, and you could swim into this little alcove. And these things were another 2 feet taller. We took them down, and so we have finished it up, done our little antiquing, which is always fun. One of our favorite little steps. And this is all just mortar mix, sprayed on texture coat, carved a little bit. We saw the pegboard behind there, and there's pipes that come down that feeds to that little 1-inch line right over there. And so we have finished it up. And I'm gonna walk in the water. Don't walk in the water, Dave. So very interesting job. Like I said, that used to be all a total roof grotto thing, and then we took it out. And so now we have a nice little alcove there. You can access it from the top there for cleaning out the algae and stuff, and just maintaining that little pocket so the leaves and stuff won't be all stuck in there. So very cool job, all done. Thank you, Jesus, for the job, and nice customers. Have a good day, guys, no matter what, and be grateful and forgiving, and you will be awesome. All right, bye.